Hey everybody, welcome to Valentine TV. I know I am crooked up in here, but listen, y'all, they are telling the medical examiner they can't give us a uh like the autopsy, Celeste autopsy cannot it's sealed. We cannot even they can't give us a hint anything because it's been so much information leaking and stuff. Okay. So y'all, I want to welcome y'all to Valentine TV. Like, share, subscribe. The reaction tonight is coming from Tisa Tales. Um, yeah, I want y'all to hear her take on it. And I also have some more news that I've also heard about just in the past 10 minutes. Okay. So here we go, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is a breaking update in the case. The LAPD said that they are no longer releasing any information to the public and they have locked all case files. Have you ever heard of this happening? Now, a bunch of dummies in the comments were like, oh, yay, that's good. Maybe the LAPD can finally do their job
That's
and get to the
great.
investigation, except for the fact of LAPD right now are suspects number one.
There you go, Tisa. And I'm gonna tell you why she said that, because I agree with her wholeheartedly. They, if it wasn't for TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, uh, you know, doing stuff, and even the mom calling TMZ, they wouldn't even know who Celeste was yet because they ain't paying attention to nobody. Now that everything is falling into place and they don't want anything leaking, so they could, so that, as they call them, the TikTok detectives can get on it, or even YouTube. You know, they don't want nobody else to know nothing. They want to be ahead, but they're leaking stuff to People magazine and stuff like that. But you won't. I'm gonna let Tisa go ahead because it's some more stuff I've also heard today about what they're doing as far as this case goes. Oh, sorry, y'all.
How can you say that they're doing this to keep social media from investigating when social media did
Exactly.
all the investigating? All of the investigating.
All of
They
it.
never even brought David in for questioning. This was the man, and her was found in his trunk. And you're trying to tell us you're doing this for the good of the public? Yeah, all right. All right, sure. This was the LAPD that before the autopsy even came back, they said, we think it's an OD. Before the autopsy came back, we think it's for an OD. This is for a body that was dismembered, that they couldn't even tell whether it was a man or woman when they.
And don't forget, y'all, that besides we think it's a OD, don't forget that they was like, oh, she hasn't been prego we know a year. We can verify she has not been prego, right? How you know that? If let me let Tisa go
First
ahead.
founder. And now they're like, we really honestly think it was an OD. Are you effing kidding me? You guys, I am so upset over this. Lauren Conlon on Twitter, we're going to try to see if we can get her back on the channel. We did an amazing live with her last time, said breaking. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office announced that a judge has ordered a hold on all records in the case of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, meaning nothing can be released to the public right now, including her cause of death, autopsy filing, or any reports. The hold was requested by the LAPD while the investigation is still active, and the medical examiner says they legally cannot share anything until the court lifts that order. They do not seem happy about this. Let's actually see what they said, because why is the medical examiner not happy about this? And again, I keep going back. Who is the LAPD covering up for? Could you?
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. They put Stephen Fisher, y'all know the PI. They put him under a gag order. Don't you know he was going to Reddit? He was going to Reddit and telling I'm sorry, my phone wrong. He was going to Reddit, y'all, telling people that putting them under NDAs. Look, kids, is an NDA even enforceable if the parents are not with the underage child? but he was putting them in NDAs and telling them that they was helping to solve less case, so that way all the information would go through him, and he would come out the victor. But so he was really the one, to me, leaking the information to social media to us, and yeah. So that's what he was doing. So all the kids was trying to get to, yeah, we want to be in. We want to sign the NDA because we want to help with Celeste. We want to help with Celeste. He even was rude and mean to her cousin that was keeping in contact with her because he kept saying she didn't know what happened. She didn't know what happened to her, you know? And that was the family's way to keep in contact with Celeste. But then once Celeste found out something and she stopped talking to the cousin, well, the cousin couldn't find Celeste. So it may have already happened and the cousin couldn't find Celeste, and that's when the family panicked and all of that stuff. Y'all, why didn't the darn PI, why didn't he darn question the grown folk around it? You know what I'm saying? But all this time he been saying that he didn't want to mess up LAPD's case. But you talking to little children. So what? Let me let Tisa. But anyway, it's a gag order on the PI. Stephen Fisher, he can't say none, can't do none. So, and now they ain't gonna tell us nothing either. Sorry, y'all.
Can't tell me they're conducting an investigation when they never, ever bothered to question the person who owned the car that the dead.
Right.
What investigation? Let's get into this. They said on 10:54 a.m. on Friday, November 21st, the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner received a court order initiated by the Los Angeles Police Department to place a security hold on medical examiner case number 2025-14252, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. No records or details associated with the case, including the cause or manner of the death and a medical examiner report, can be released or posted on the website until further notice. This also means that her family is not going to be able to actually find out something either. But hold on, let's keep
going. So they can't tell the parents anything either. Is that because they think that they are suspects also? Maybe? Or they gonna bring some kind of charge against them, even though I'm sure, I mean, I would hope that they wouldn't the reason she was frozen and up, right? Mm-mm.
The department's mission is to have full transparency with the community by providing information about our cases to empower people to make changes that save lives, the chief medical examiner, Dr. Odi Ukpo, said. Since becoming the department head, I've worked on eradicating the practice of placing security holds on medical examiner cases simply by law enforcement request. The practice of security holds is virtually unheard of in other counties and has not been proven to improve outcomes in a legal system. We are dedicated to serving our community with full transparency. However, the law precludes us from doing so while the court order remains in the case. The department previously received a request for a security hold from the LAPD on the case on September 15th, which was denied due to insufficient justification to warrant hold. Before they even questioned David, before they even had a suspect, and they're like, who could this be? While everyone is like, look at David and his friends. It's a Tesla, not reported stolen. Look at him. Who could this be? They were telling the medical examiner to lock things down. Yet, they were leaking to People magazine on record. We think it's an OD. We think it's an OD. We think something happened to her. But you're telling us that okay. And the OD was... Anyway, the medical examiner goes on to say, for questions, the department understands the public's interest in the case and remains committed to transparency when possible. Information will be made available once the court order is lifted. For questions about the court order timeline and the law enforcement investigation into this death, please contact the LAPD.
They ain't letting nothing up out of there. We can hang it up now because whoever they was protecting in the beginning, y'all, they ain't telling us nothing now. So that evidently that mean they ain't gonna tell TMZ nothing. I mean, Harvey and them, they're gonna figure out a way. But supposedly, I mean, and plus the PI guy, he's street like us. You know what I mean? He's a private investigator. He's not a law enforcement officer, anything like that. So he's just out here like us, a civilian. That's what I was trying to figure out what to say. He's a civilian just like us, right? So so I don't expect they're gonna tell TMZ. That's a news outlet, and you know they're gonna let out the news because that's what they're supposed to do. But hmm, I wonder if we're gonna get justice now because now once we found out the most horrific thing that happened to her, that I mean, that's horrific. The only thing like Kadisha Lynn had said is, I hope she was not in this world, spiritually, when they did that to her arms and torso and all of that, her head. Oh my God. We gotta get justice for Celeste. So again, if we gotta be quiet, we'll be quiet, okay? Just for a little bit. And then we're gonna start up again. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm gonna let Tisa finish up. Let's see what else.
You guys, this is
This
disgusting.
is
And
weird.
as I look at this, I have maintained since the beginning. You
This is
guys know,
weird.
and you guys call me conspiracy theorist, but I've maintained since beginning of this since beginning this investigation, the way the LAPD is moving is super, super weird. And no, I'm not going to show them deference when they, to me, are not really honoring Celeste Rivas, right? And her passing. Like, let's be real. It's like, to me, it sounds like they're protecting some people.
Thank you.
I've never, ever, and some high profile people have died in LA. Seen the
I'm gonna
LAPD
tell
do
y'all
this for
this.
any murder.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. What's his face? David. He signed. Allegedly. Uh, Rock Nation approached him. Jay-Z and them approached him. You know what I'm saying? So if he signed with Rock Nation, y'all, hey, fill in the blanks. Wait a minute.
Case ever. Something is very, very fishy about this. Also, it makes me wonder, do you guys think that other people were leaking because they were afraid that the LAPD was trying to sweep this case under the rug?
Yeah, yes.
Illy Lily from Philly said, what is the LAPD so afraid of the public finding out? It's not like they haven't gone out of their way to give David an alibi that his lawyers didn't even have to do. Before they even questioned him, they were giving this man an alibi. We don't think it's murder. A crime, there's a chance a crime wasn't committed. You know what? Like, we don't even know. Was she dismembered? Was she? Who said that? Then they moved into, well, we think it was an OD. So at most, you cut up a body, but that's not a crime, really. I mean, maybe abuse of a corpse. But besides that, I mean, if she OD'd, and this is before they got the medical examiner reports. Anyway, Illy Lily says it's not like they haven't gone out of their way to give David an alibi that his lawyers didn't even have to do. I've never seen the LAPD preemptively say that a body in a car that was dismembered could not make anyone criminally liable.
Exactly.
It could have just been an overdose. Again.
Yeah. Okay, since nobody can speak gag order on the PI, do y'all think that they're gonna try to put it on Neo, solely on Neo, and say David was gone and Neo, somehow they gonna fix it up? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But if they say David ain't got nothing to do with it, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, that black to the blonde hair, I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you.
She says Like a certain branch of the LAPD have been acting like the David Defense Council since day one. And we just found out the other day through those leaks that the LAPD never even brought him in for questioning. Now, I know there's going to be some people that love to bow down to law enforcement. And I'm sure there are people in the LAPD that are doing their job. But there's a certain branch of the LAPD. What are they on? Like, what are they playing at? I honestly want to know, what exactly are they playing at? Because you're telling us, what exactly are you playing at? You're telling us you never questioned this man. You told us from the beginning, we don't even know if a crime was committed. I don't know. Could have been an OD. Was she dismembered? Maybe. We don't know. People started leaking to TMZ. I'm beginning again. I co-sign with Illy Lily. Were people leaking because they thought the LAPD was about to do a cover up and push this under the rug?
Yeah.
And if they are, it makes you wonder why. What connections would David have?
Now
What
they
actually
can
happened
really
to
sweep
Celeste?
it.
I've never seen this happen in any case at all.
Never.
And please stop saying, oh, the TikTok detectives, the internet. This is the era of true crime. Everybody investigates. But more importantly, like the medical examiner knows, to have this information out in the public, when you have this information out in the public, it actually gets answers quicker. More people come forward. People that might have
Thank
saw
you.
something, heard something, little bits of evidence that by themselves don't add up much. When you see the community having a big discussion, it comes out. Why would they want to hide this? For what? Why? Because they told us in People magazine on record that she probably OD'd and now it looks like it didn't. Why don't they want these results out? Now, let me play devil's advocate. They could be protecting. They could be protecting the investigation. They could. But being as they never questioned the main person where her body was found, her boyfriend, or at the very least, very good friend she was living with, being as they never questioned him, being as they did a search on the home, but they still didn't. What are we talking about? What do I?
Oh, she didn't live there. I mean, it was a bunch of women stuff there. I didn't see anything of Celeste. How you know what's Celeste and what's not Celeste? You found out about one house that he was moving out of one into another. You don't know how many houses he got. You don't cover up coming. Cover up coming. And for y'all, if y'all want to see the rest of this, go over there on Tisa Tales. You can find her on YouTube. I appreciate y'all coming over here joining me this late. Well, it's not late, it's 8 o'clock. But I appreciate y'all coming over to Valentine TV. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it so very much. All right, I will talk to y'all later.